Hello, welcome back to Movers and Shakers. That was wonderful. My name is Brad Hinesley. This is Laura Marie Panazzo, and we're your hosts.
Yes, we're so happy to be here. I can tell you that Brad and I both shared an amazing and extraordinary weekend at the LOK Foundation.
You did. You know, it was... I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead. We do that. Especially if you're like right. Italian. You're, I'm leading off onto you.
It was a great weekend. It was like a race, really. I mean, we did so much to get to it. Once we got to the finish line of the event, it just was so wonderful. People had a wonderful time. We had about almost 70 people in attendance, which was nice.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful feathers being painted.
Oh, it was so... it just pulled them on my heartstrings.
Yeah.
And the energy in that room was so intense and profound. I mean, it was the event to be all events.
And people ate a lot of food.
They ate all the food.
Drank a lot of Journeyman Distillery spirits.
I didn't even get a piece of any of that delicious food. Sorry. I was focused on the Manhattans.
You were.
They were delicious.
You were putting away the Manhattans.
Yeah, and honey, we were putting away feathers too.
We were. I think maybe 75 feathers.
Gorgeous. I've got them all at the studio now. Yesterday, I just picked out the head for the LOK bird, which is so beautiful. It's I've been saving it for some time now, actually, and it's a cholla wood root that came from Arizona, and the curve is so strong in that form that it's literally unbreakable, and it holds such a deep, resonating symbol for me. And with what this bird represents, it's just the perfect piece to begin the bird. So there's gorgeous feathers, I have the beautiful head, and next week on Movers and Shakers, I'll show my progress with that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
It'll be amazing.
I'm excited to see, because initially when we first started talking about this, we were going to give people a very kind of strict guideline of how we wanted the feathers painted.
Yes.
And we threw that out the window and just let it grow organically, and people... We're putting together some really interesting feathers. They were,
and I kind of felt like a sense of like just pure devotedness. Like people were devoted to writing these messages, and they were devoted to painting these feathers, and they were into it. You could see like it was a very powerful presence that everyone shared. It was absolutely wouldn't I'm thrilled about it.
And the party ended at 8, but I think you and I stayed until 10.
We did.
Because we had some late night people who just couldn't go away, so it was fun.
Yeah, we had a special group of special folks, and the whole night was absolutely fabulous. It was one of my favorite times ever.
Yeah. So, guess what?
What?
I have two things that I'm so excited about.
Tell me.
The first is, and I can't, it's hard for me when I got confirmation of this. On May 10th, May 10th, here at the restaurant, we're having a magician.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the magician Matt Kalita, the amazing Matt Kalita, who's LaPorte native.
Rock
and
on.
he's going to come in and do tableside magic for everybody.
Oh, that is so exciting.
So everybody who comes in on May 10th is going to have like their own private magic show at their table, right?
Gosh, can you request something like 10 white doves or a bunny?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if he's got some of those tucked away in his jacket, he can.
You know which one I like? Like when they flash like the wand and your bra comes out, your sleeve.
What does that say about you, Laura?
Well, I hope he's got a big wand.
We're moving on. Okay. So the...
What about your joke, Brad? I heard you got a great joke for this morning.
I have another exciting piece of news.
Oh, the other exciting... I want to hear it.
Not business related, but I'm excited. My cheese man, Brad Fowler, his name is Brad too.
Wow.
He has connections, and he got me backstage passes and VIP tickets for the Styx concert next week.
I saw that post you made. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So back in January, I made a post on Facebook on my personal page about my love for Styx, and Brad knows James Young, and
awesome.
Passed that along to James Young, and I got he signed a vinyl record for me.
Wow.
Right after we got back from our holiday break. And then James Young has got VIP tickets.
That's amazing.
For me for next Thursday.
Well, you know, my fourth cousin,
yeah, you told me
Chuck Panazzo, rest in peace. That was a super guy right there. Okay. He was the original drummer.
Your fourth cousin? That's
yes.
like barely related.
But it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I gotta claim them. I gotta claim them.
My 8th cousin twice removed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Did you hear about the race between the lettuce and the tomato?
No.
The lettuce was ahead and the tomato was trying to catch up.
I love that. Yay! It's the wholesome goodness. That cracks me up. Oh, yeah.
So
Love
we've
it.
got a great show ahead of us today. We're actually going off-site for the remainder of our episode today. We're going to head up back to Journeyman Distillery. We're going to talk with my good friend. Laura has made friends with her as well. Tiffany, who is just recently been promoted to the general manager of the distillery. So we're excited to go up and talk with her about what's going on with Journeyman and some of their exciting programs.
Yeah.
I know
She's doing a great job up there.
they've got a barrel program right now, and I'm hoping we'll talk to her about this, where you can buy a full barrel
That is so cool.
and put your tag on the bottles from that barrel. I mean, you have to buy the whole barrel.
Right.
But normally when they bottle their whiskeys and their spirits, they blend multiple barrels so that they can get the same exact flavor profile every single time. Well, in this case, you buy a barrel, and each barrel is so unique, it's not going to taste like the normal stuff.
So it's like custom.
Right.
It's like a
so Spire
red
bought
barrel.
a 5-gallon Silver Cross barrel.
Ooh.
So Silver Cross whiskey, we bought a 5-gallon barrel, and we'll get about 30 bottles of Silver Cross out of that, and it's our own unique flavor profile. You and I tasted it.
Oh, yes.
It's got lots of toffee
and butterscotch.
Yeah.
Oh, that number 3 was so good.
It was the third one we
And
tried.
Simon, David Barrios helped us pick that out. Such a good guy.
So we'll talk about this barrel program. The Silver Cross, the Spire Silver Cross whiskey will be in about a month. They have to bottle it still. So
Gosh, maybe I could make the label. Can I design the label cover?
they've already done that.
Oh.
It's not the actual label. They just hang a tag from the bottle.
Oh yeah, I remember the tag. I remember.
So in the tags, I mean, the tags are already pre-made, and they'll be stamped with our logo on it, which is fun. But then we get to keep that barrel, and we're going to do some different fun things with it. Maybe some barrel-aged cocktails, and take some of our vinegar from Barefoot Acres.
Gosh, that'd be
and
so
age
cool.
some vinegar in the barrel as well, so we get some.
You know what I would love to see, Brad, is if you made like a barbecue basting sauce with that. And
That
you
could
could
be-
bottle that and sell that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely, we've got this barrel, we can use it for multiple purposes.
Gosh, what if you like grilled peaches with that on it?
Yeah.
Grill all kinds of good meats with that.
All great ideas.
Oh yeah.
So we're heading up to Journeyman.
Yes, we're gonna head up to Journeyman. I've got 2 beautiful birds for our artist segment to show.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk with Tiffany. We're gonna see just the gorgeous space in Journeyman Distillery. There's a really awesome history behind that place. And just good people through and through. So excited.
So we will see you in just a bit.
We'll see you in a bit.
We are on location at Journeyman Distillery, and we are with our guest for this week, Tiffany, who is the general manager here. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Thanks for being another mover and shaker on our video blog. So go ahead, Laura. You've got some questions.
Yes, actually, Tiff is a very awesome mover and shaker, and she is the new general manager here at Journeyman Distillery. This building actually, and the whole block that we're on, has a really cool history. Would you mind to tell us about that?
I would
history?
love to tell you guys. This is actually called the Featherbone Factory. It was built in 1880. E.K. Warren was the owner of the Featherbone Factory, and they made corsets and buggy whips here, if you can believe that. Back in the day, corsets were made with whalebone as the structure, and I know corsets really aren't that comfortable to begin with, but I can't imagine how uncomfortable it would be with bone as the structure. So E.K. Warren had the idea to take turkey feathers, and he used the structure of a feather to actually build corsets, and he reinvented the way that they were designed. He had offices all the way from London and Sydney back here to Chicago and Three Oaks.
That is such a cool history.
It is. It's wonderful. And when did Journeyman move in here?
Journeyman's been here for about 5 years now.
Okay.
We've been open to the public going on 3 years. Of course, we came in, we did a little update to the space, got our still put in, and started making whiskey about 5 years ago.
That is awesome.
And tell us your story with Journeyman. You didn't start off as a general manager.
No, I actually came in to help with their retail. We sell a lot of bottled spirits here. We do t-shirts, glassware. So I came in, helped with their merchandise, and 2.5 years later, I've worked my way up the ladder to general management.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a true mover and a shaker.
It's a mover and a shaker.
And we actually have a bottle of some really cool whiskey. Why don't you tell everyone
Oh,
about
wow.
this?
Yeah, the Federalist 12 whiskey. So this is actually George Washington's recipe for rye whiskey. Good old George. Not only was he our first president, he knew how to make some good spirit, and it was very profitable for him, in all honesty. So we were able to get the original recipe, and we recreated it. We distilled it last year on President's Day, and it was actually released this year on President's Weekend. We only had 1 barrel, so very limited special batch here. We still have about 50 bottles in-house. It did not get distributed this year. It is so smooth.
Yeah, we just tried some. It is wonderful, and it's very aromatic. It's like very delicious. And
big, bold finish. So a lot of people know us for our Ravenswood rye whiskey. We already have an in-house rye. The difference between that whiskey, Ravenswood rye is 60% rye, 40% wheat grain. Well, good old George, he used corn rather than the wheat. So the corn adds just a bit of a boldness. It really finishes so well.
Yeah, so cool.
Tell us about the other types of spirits you do here.
Well, we don't focus just on whiskey, although we are well known for our whiskeys, our bourbons. We even have a 3 oak single malt scotch. We have clear spirits too. Our gin was just voted the best gin in the Midwest. We have a barrel-aged version of that gin. We do a rum. It's a Jamaican-styled rum. It has some nice molasses notes that really shine, great for tiki drinks in the summer. Vodka is so soft and smooth.
Yes, it's very good.
We have jalapeno humdinger, and over at Spire they do this great lemonade shake-up with it. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite cocktail to go over there and have.
And actually the gin, the Bilberry, what's the proper name? I always
Bilberry Black Hearts Gin.
That gin is the #1 seller out of all your spirits at Spire. We
Oh,
sell
great.
more of that than anything else, and the aged gin too. We can't keep it in stock. Both are great, and we have your entire line at the restaurant, which is great for us to have.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One of the only locations in the area that you can actually drive to and find every single product. And I mean like even the limited stuff.
Except for this.
Last time I was there, you even had the Kissing Cousins though.
We did,
my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
So it's just refreshing to go in and find those cocktails on the menu and doing it in a way that really makes our spirit shine.
Well, the focus of Spire is to showcase all of these wonderful local makers, and your spirits at Journeyman are some of the best we've tried around. So we'd like to showcase it. You have your own shelf with all your spirits on it at Spire. So
You do. You have your own shelf.
do.
They're all lined up right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And with the, Bill's tie-in, our owner here is Bill Welter. He started in the industry golfing, and so it's just weird how everything ties back in. Here's Spire, Legacy Golf Course.
Yeah.
So to see our shelf of bottles with the golf course in the background, I mean, it just ties in beautifully with how Bill got into the industry. He went to Missouri State on a golf scholarship. He ended up moving to St. Andrews, Scotland, so he could golf at these courses by day, and he ended up waiting tables at a restaurant at night, and that's kind of how he stumbled into this industry. He met the right person who was moving on to Australia to open a golf course and a distillery.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how he learned the trade, was a good friend of his, Greg Ramsey, who was getting into the industry. He found out not only does he enjoy playing golf and drinking scotch and whiskey, but he liked making it too, and that's how he ended up here, was his tie with golf.
And we're happy that he ended up here. This is great.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the services you can provide here, because I know people can rent this space out.
Yes, yeah. So not only do we have production here, you see behind us, the front of the house is actually a high-end cocktail bar. We fresh squeeze all of our juices, we make our own simple syrups. We try to go back Prohibition style, but also come up with our own new classic twists. We have a little bit of food here, little bites to eat to complement the different cocktails we're serving, and we rent our space out. We have brides, we're almost fully booked for fall of 2014. But we do more than just rehearsal dinners and receptions. There's opportunity to have private tours here, corporate functions, bachelor parties. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
Come on down and we'll do it.
It's absolutely a cove of treasures here. I mean, the rich history is so amazing, and the building itself is beautiful. The full line of everything that you guys have is just amazing. It's such a treasure, and you yourself are a treasure.
Oh,
and
thank
we're
you.
so happy. Also, we wanted to thank you for hosting the LOK Dreambird feather party here.
Gosh, what a good.
That was such a feel-good event, and it was such a beautiful time. And being back in here just makes me remember the great memories that we all created together. And I just thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
And we're so glad that you are a mover and shaker, and we represent just local, amazing people and products and places.
How can we find Journeyman on Facebook or online?
You just look up Journeyman Distillery. We should be one of the first things that pops up. We do have a Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter, website. We even, so far, we're in Pinterest, Vine. We try to do a little bit of everything. Where you can find these videos, watch us making a cocktail behind the bar, and try to recreate that experience at your own home.
Sure.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, we'd like to thank you for being a part of Movers and Shakers this week.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's been fun, and we're any excuse to get us up to Journeyman, we're always
Yes.
happy to do it. Right?
Absolutely.
Up next, we're going to have a segment from the artist. Laura's got some stuff we're going to look at, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the segment of our show that we like to call the segment from the artist.
Yes.
And today, Laura's the artist. So Laura's got this is gorgeous, Laura.
Thank you so much. I really kind of have fallen in love with this piece. It's a swan, and I got this wood. I'll talk about one of my ecological partnerships really quickly. I got this wood from my good friend Dan Plath. He is the head of the waterways, principal waterways up at NiSource, off the Nipsco Beach shore there in Michigan City. And those guys have to do like a routine cleanup of all the wood that blocks the tributaries that come in through Trail Creek and then bleed out into Lake Michigan. So the wood actually causes lots of problems. And these guys have harvested it for me, and I go in there with my flatbed truck, I pick it up, and then I bring it back to my studio where I've been making lots of things out of it. I love this swan. It looks good from all angles too, I think.
Now this is something new. You've not made something like this before.
No, this is new. This is part of it's part of my series of birds that are on stands. So this is a stand bird, and makes it a little bit easier to put it in your house. And not most people have 16-foot chimney walls like we do at Spire, where those big birds are. But this is a beautiful piece that would fit nicely on a mantle, or any other place in your home, even a console table with a mirror.
It's a nice showpiece. It's a talking point. It's great. I think it's got a lot of character to it too. It does look like
this piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at this. I even have I left some of the old brush on there that came off. This came from an old house. It was one of the old floor joists that were in the house. And I actually love using this for a stand because it truly builds this floating sensation.
One thing that's nice is, I mean, if you just take driftwood and reclaimed wood,
Looks good from the back,
when
too.
you just look at these sticks or these logs that you get, they just look like a log. But you can take something that looks like a log, and I mean, it actually does look like the head of a bird, of a swan. It's got the eyes, and it's like a beak here.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's true. You know, it's not that we were talking before earlier. It's not that these take a lot of resources in terms of material to create. It's that they require a lot of magic, which is hard to find. It's not readily available, and it's quite scarce actually. So when I do my sculptures, I really find pieces that have special feeling to them and special shape, and right away I see them and I know what to do. And you know, it's hard to find certain pieces that fit all together, but somehow I do. In that pile and in my bandsaw, after I get them back to the studio, I really start to see where things can fit together. So this is one of my favorite pieces. I just love it. I love everything about it. Like, I love the floating feel.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
And if people want to buy this, they can talk to you, right?
Yes, you guys can just give me a shout to Earth Angel Eco Art Studio by Laura Marie Panazzo, and I have these in small, medium, and large sizes, and you'll be able to follow what I'm posting as the week goes by. My store is getting full now.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
thank you, Laura.
Well, thank you,
Wonderful.
Brad.
Thanks
Thank
for bringing
you.
it out to show us today.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to head back to the restaurant, Spire, and we're going to finish with our closing remarks.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Let's hit it.
Well, that was a wonderful visit with Journeyman, wasn't it?
That was so fantastic.
And I hope everybody learned so much from Tiffany and just the history behind it.
It's such an amazing place and such cool history. I mean, whoever could imagine that kind of history? Back in the day, wow.
Yeah, the few days that I get off, I like to head up there and just sit at the bar and eat some of their delicious food. They're doing some great things in such a small kitchen, too.
Yeah,
So,
they are.
That's great. What's the difference between a guitar and a fish?
What is the difference between a guitar and a fish?
You can't tune a fish.
Well, how do you know it's good when you laugh at your own
Yeah,
joke?
you got to throw another one out there.
Can't
So,
tune a fish.
cocktails and creations on Thursday. Let's just do a quick plug on
Okay,
that.
Cocktails and Creations this Thursday, March 27th. Our image is a beautiful dune bird flying over the water. It's flying on the top, reflection on the bottom. You guys have to call Spire. I know we do Facebook and you can sign up there, but you got to call Spire, 575-7272. You prepay and you register over the phone. So give Spire a call.
And we've got, we're going to do some private cocktails and creations classes.
Yes.
Call us for details. They're going to work a little bit differently than the
Yeah.
ones we host here on the last Thursday of the month. But
Yeah.
talk to Laura or myself and we can go over details
Shoot us
with
an
you.
email. We've been getting so many
Yeah.
requests about booking private events, Cocktails and Creations,
Right.
and we say yes, we'll do it.
So follow our common thread on Facebook at our common thread, Spire Farm to Fork, Aspire Farm to Fork Cuisine, and then Laura.
Earth Angel Eco Art by Laura Marie Pinazzo, and it's all on there. Got some really awesome events and cool things coming up.
Yeah.
My studio is going to open, I'm thinking end of April, beginning May, and that'll be a big fun event.
Yeah, and just please follow us on Facebook because we do post a lot and we spend a
We
lot
do.
of time to get the word out there so you know what it is that we're doing with our common thread.
Yeah, and you know, watch our video show, have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or water, and learn what's going on, learn what's good, because we're doing some stuff.
We'll see you next time.
All right, thank you.